If you guys remember a few years back, yeah, probably about a year and a half now, I made a video about a group in Tremulous that was trying to take over the game. Since then, a new group has emerged, and I believe it's my duty as a Tremulous media personality to explore what they're trying to actually accomplish. So by the end of this video, my goal right here is to make the case that generic trash, otherwise known as GT, are attempting to take over Tremulous through covert and overt means. And what I've discovered is they actually have ambitions beyond the game. This is inside generic trash. Now, to make any accusation, you need evidence to support your claims, and the first piece of evidence I offer is a post on the Tremulous forums. Now, in this post, a GT member, Karnov, he posts about his Tremulous clan council, and as you can see on the list, GT is the first clan on the list. Call it coincidence? I think not. I think GT is trying to take a leadership position in the Tremulous clan council. Now, as you can see by the list, this includes, at the time, most of the main players in Tremulous 1.2, most of the powerful clans. Look at that list closely, because these are the arms of GT. Think of GT as a monster with 8 powerful arms. One of those arms is called PK, another one's CAD, and you get the picture. These arms are looking to take over Tremulous. And what this post proves just by itself is that the group wants to establish itself as a dominant group entering the official 1.2 release. And since this post has been made, GT has established itself throughout the game in this powerful positions, not only on the forums with Karnov's becoming a moderator and some other members. Look at these clans on the list. Some of these clan members are moderators on the forums. Be careful. And not only that, they're actually administrators on the game as well. And it's actually been well established that GT has many administrators on the official US1, what do you call it, server? Yeah, that's it. Now what we're going to explore next is the actual organization of GT itself. As you can look, if you look at this from actually supplied by their website, which is very strange, but I'll get to that later. They document for us the members of the inner council and the outer council. Now, if you remember a video I made about MG just about a year and a half ago, I proposed that there was an inner core and outer core within MG, and GT not only supplied this for us, but they also showed us how good they are in game, which is, wow, pretty good, not bad. But more importantly than that, look how overt their infiltration is of the clan DS Pro. Not only are the GT members trying to control their own group of people within GT, they're also trying to extend outside the game, or outside their clan, with the case of DS Pro. Now, if you take a look at the member list itself, you can see that a lot of these members are in other clans right now. You have people in MG, 7th, PK, DS Pro. It looks like I got them all. Oh, and SST, can't forget them. All these groups by themselves are significant forces within Tremulous. But what GT is attempting to do, and they're making it painfully clear, that they're trying to organize these groups under one coalition to take over Tremulous. PK, they're one of the best scrimming clans right now. MG controls the development of the game. DS Pro, they control the Dretchstorm server. That's what the name of it is. Yeah, and you know that's no server to laugh at, folks. That's been around for years. If you have control of those three things, if you have control of development, clan matches, and the Dretchstorm server, you're in control of Tremulous, and there's no way around that. GT, you can't deny that. And what GT makes painfully obvious is that their inner council is basically a tool they use to extend their influence in the game. So once GT becomes more powerful, it's going to garner more interest from the public, and once it garners more interest from the public, it's going to garner interest from more and more powerful players. And that's exactly what they wanted to happen. The Inner Council, all it is the most powerful people in Tremulous right now. So if you want to join the Inner Council, just look on the website. You have to have at least level 3 admin on one of the main servers. This is pretty obvious. You have to have power in the game. If you don't have power that way, you can also be someone who has power within the community, who contributes through development. It's very painfully clear what they're trying to do. Not only extend their influence within the game, but within the community as well. Alright, and if that wasn't enough, now look on their website here. They actually tell you what they're trying to do with the clan. They say their purpose is to unify the clan scene under a common political banner, assist new clans, promote the Tremulous clan scene. Alright, so in a nutshell, what they're trying to do is become the central figure in the Tremulous clan scene. So as I already mentioned, they're trying to control the game, but now they're also trying to control the clan scene as well. Alright, and this next part, to me, is one of the most shocking things about the whole ordeal. They go as far as to clearly organize and categorize the various clans of Tremulous in a very public way. As you can see, they tell you how active a clan is, how competitive they are, what their involvement in the new version of Tremulous. Because I said earlier, they want to have clans that are involved in 1.2, so once the 1.2 comes out, they become the dominant figure in the whole game. Because what use is it to have clans in 1.1 when 1.2 comes out? They will be rendered pretty much useless. So many people accuse me of just being a speculator, like, you know, making accusations about GT. But I actually have proof right here from a GT member himself, who makes references to an undercover operation. Very, very fishy. I'll tell you what. Alright, so before I go any further, I'm going to try to do a quick history lesson on GT. As this post shows right here, GT first tried to establish itself once GPP came out as an influential member of the Tremulous community. And this demonstrates some of the tactics they actually use to gain power. And this can all be found in the Tremulous forums, tremulous.net/forum. Alright, and then eventually GT became influential enough to start spreading their influence to other clans. And they actually began to absorb the top clans of Tremulous, such as PK and DS Pro, and at the time MAD. GT reaches a state of power during this time where the weaker clans no longer become like an interest to them. They're no longer pursued. But as you can see through this list, they make some targets here. X, Xenocide, they can't target him. It can't happen. MG can't happen. Now DDoS, they also say it's probably not going to happen, that they're going to absorb them, but as the Tremulous Clan Council shows, it looks like they've already accomplished that. Same goes with PK and DS Pro. Now the case of PK, it's actually very interesting that the leader of PK is actually a member of GT, and that smells really rotten and fishy to me. Kind of shows me that PK is in the back pocket of GT right now. So in case you noticed so far, I actually have been able to garner a lot more evidence against GT than I was MG about a takeover of Tremulous, and the reason for that, I believe, is that GT actually wants us to see what they're trying to do. If you look on their website, they actually track the visitors that visit their website, so they can actually pick out the threats and then eliminate them. So if you ever seen like the movie Minority Report, where you can tell someone's committing a crime before they commit it, it's basically the same kind of thing here, where GT can tell that you're against them before you actually are against them. This is the kind of stuff I didn't think I'd ever seen in Tremulous. MG never resorted to these kind of tactics, but if you take a look, GT is just bottom of the barrel generic trash on this. This is terrible. And so if I haven't made the case so far that GT's trying to take over Tremulous, check out this conversation that a spy actually was able to retrieve in a conversation with a GT member. Excuse me. Basically, he admits to trying to take over the Tremulous 1.2 community, and so overt. These GT guys, let's give them one thing: they got a big set of balls. They're willing to admit it. MG, they were trying to hide their intentions. GT, that's not the case. Before I finish the video, I have to basically link the argument I made about MG to GT. How are these related? Well, there's a few theories I have on this, but the theory that I have come up with is that MG, they're still trying to take over Tremulous, don't get me wrong, but they're just so inactive right now that they really needed like a sort of military branch to be more proactive about the takeover, and GT is serving that purpose. And then I showed you on the member list, there is an MG member who is a part of GT, so he might serve as the liaison in the takeover type of deal, where they're actually working together, GT and MG, to take over. But if I was GT, I'd be pretty careful. MG knows what they're doing. You gotta be careful. And I just want to say, before this video went public, I have my crack research team. They came across some information that shows the takeover of Tremulous is only part of the end goal of GT. GT has ambitions outside the game, and as the search results show on their website, the goal is the Ethiopian Space Foundation. GT is shooting for the stars, to infinity and beyond.